determined. Excuse me there. But basically what you need to do is wait for them to charge at you, and then press CQC, also known as R2, at the right moment, and you stab them with your own machete. As we saw from last night's stream of me shooting Kotaker in the face with an RPG. You can shoot at them. It's just really hard. We'll do this one more time.
We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. But you need to eliminate the skulls. You cannot lose Kotaker.
When you're ready. So I gave Quiet, hang on. So I gave Quiet a very big gun to shoot at them with. No! No touchy! No touchy! Time! Oh crap. Ow, 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 need time to heal, need time to heal. This is bad. Ow, going to die, can't heal fast enough, going to die. Fuck! See, what you could also do is try to get out an emplacement like the machine gun, but they will come at you and with one slice of their machete, fuck you, and you will die. So what I'm kind of letting Hope do is shoot at them while I just pray to God. Sadly, all I have for her right now is that wicked butterfly. So I don't have the other rifle, which if I did, it would be very useful. Sadly, I don't have it. I'm starting to run out of explosives. This is kind of bad. This happens if I get shot right now, I'm basically screwed. Oh dear God! Running away at the speed of light! I'm also playing for my mommy. Mommy! Help me! I'm going to get ass raped now. This is not fun. The only thing else I have left is a Tornado 6, which is not very high powerful and mainly meant to ricochet. You can tell. Not too effective in terms of damage. Oh God. Shit. This is an oh fuck moment. Oh dear God, I see them off in the distance. Dear God, why me? Gonna go hide in a room, pray to God, and all those things. I got an idea. Kaboom boom. Kaboom boom. The fuck? Oh, okay. Just neat.
What happened? Boss!
I don't think the chicken ass gonna do anything for me there, bud. Well, shit. Because So I put almost every single guy on my R&D team is kind of currently indisposed.
This is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
Crap. What? Screw you! Seriously? No! Stop it! It's not very nice! Crap. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Don't touch it! You puta!
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
What's the chicken eye supposed to do? Like, legitimately, what is it supposed to do?
Skulls. So that Miss is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss, you need to eliminate the skulls. We cannot lose Code Talker.
Seriously? See what I mean? Basically, big key machete that you can't dodge. Which you managed to time it just right. Not touch it! Bullshit! That's bad. Not touch it! I think I've actually hit them with their own weapons. They can't re-heal. I don't know if that's to be a fact or not, but we're gonna find out. Fuck you. It's an RPG. Add one on the B. Right, I'm. Fuck you. Fuck you around. No touch it! Yes, one of them got down, finally. No touchy! Bye-bye! Have a grenade. Kaboom! Ow. Alright, come on. Ha! He shot his own guy. Yes! They use their own bolts against them. This is when shit starts to go bad. Doesn't it? Yep, yep. Oh crap. Eee! Why, we kinda nice that you shot them right now. Come on, bub. Let's go. Let's go. Nope! Have it. Owie! That hurt a lot. What? How can I not block that? Sayonara! Fuck you! Ow. Yeah, let's just say their bullets are highly effective. Ow. 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 Yes! Good job, Quiet. Come on. Take the shot. Take the shot.
Cease fire!
Fire.
Begin cover fire. Fire.
Nice going.
Yes!
That mist is clearing. Great work, boss. I'm coming in on another chopper. Get Code Talker to the LZ and wait there.
Suck it, skulls. Yeet! Probably get a strike list to use like no probably like death yeah.
Mission complete, boss.
Well, that was stressful. Like extremely stressful. So you guys notice I wasn't talking, it was me concentrating. Trying not to die.
Skullface is no longer in Africa. The nuclear test was a success. Now they turned their knives on me.
Satellites didn't read any test. Neither did seismometers.
The detonation test took place 5 years ago in the southern Indian Ocean. The final test was the opposite, to prevent detonation.
You mean?
Skullface plans to sell nuclear weapons that he retains control of.
It's not like hawking small arms to militias.
Indeed. He plans to avoid detection by exporting minerals containing tiny amounts of uranium in the form of metallic archaea. Once on site, the metallic archaea enrich the uranium and weaponize it. Loaded onto all-terrain bipedal machines. They ensure any country, armed group, even the smallest terrorist cell, can become a nuclear power.
Bipedal. So that's why they needed Huey.
A nuke business to replace the arms business. And Skullface owns the market.
The very atmosphere of nukes, anywhere and everywhere. Deterrence on all sides.
So that's why he ran a non-detonation test.
Yes. Another metallic archaea instantly overrides the criticality generator. It fails safe only he controls. Any such weapon can be deactivated whenever he chooses, regardless of who owns it or their intent to use it.
Nukes. Controlled by a man, not a country.
If they proliferate, conventional nukes lose all value. Political, military, and economic. The two superpowers become powerless.
The R&D and medical teams have come up with a proposal for a new suit that applies Code Talker's research, the Parasite suit. Apparently, it can recreate some of the Skull's unusual abilities. But in order to use those abilities, it needs parasites. If you want to wear this suit, you're going to need to get a hold of parasites by extracting skulls.
Basically, redo those missions, take down the skulls, you back them, and you get the parasite suit.
We need to stop the epidemic at Mother Base.
About the pathogen spreading through Mother Base, what's your opinion?
Textbook symptoms of vocal cord parasite infestation. And judging from this casualty list, it is the Kikongo strain. Meaning, a breed of parasite that triggers symptoms upon detecting pronunciation specific to Kikongo.
See what I mean?
So how do we keep them from becoming symptomatic?
Use this. A type of Wolbachia. Introduced to a sample of the parasite. A parasitic bacteria that colonizes the parasites, turning male to female and preventing copulation. We must cultivate more.
Now every dude who ever spoke with Congo is just fine. R&D team goes back to being good.
Thanks to Code Talker, we've managed to put a stop to any new vocal cord parasite infections. We couldn't save those already symptomatic, but everyone who survived has been released from the quarantine platform. Skullface will pay for this.
Now you can evac whoever you want. Doesn't matter what strain. It doesn't matter if they speak Congo or not. You're fine. Ooh, use interrogation rhyme. I always love these ones just because they're neat and interesting most of the time.
Again with the truth serum?
What are those legs made of? Titanium? All the way to the femur.
Metallic archaea.
Sahelanthropus. Where is it?
What?
We have to know before his plan is complete. Sahelanthropus is the final piece.
What are you talking about?
If the Soviets break out a mobile, controllable nuclear weapon, East-West relations will be right back at the Cuban Missile Crisis.
The Cold War returns to life as countries without nuclear arsenals line up for what Skullface is selling. Nuclear weapons proliferate overnight, and on the brink of annihilation, the world maintains its balance.
But we know this is all just a shield, a ruse.
The cleansing parasites are what matter most. A WMD to eclipse even nukes, and the only one that can still be used. Skullface is the world's greatest threat, and Zero's. The pieces are in place. All that remains is to unveil Sahelanthropus in Afghanistan.
They can't activate it without me. Okay, B0. Sahelanthropus is beyond the Soviet base camp, in a lab built by the Soviet philosophers. That's what you're looking for. But I have no idea how he's controlling it. It wasn't designed to accommodate a human pilot. No! No! Wait!
We got word from Afghanistan. Everyone at the Soviet base camp's dead. No sign of fighting. Parasites. Skullface's men then headed north. The target is OKB-0. That's where he'll activate Sahelanthropus. Unless we stop him, he'll go down in history a conquering victor. We can't let that happen. Wipe him out. Don't leave any trace of his existence.
I'm gonna need backup on this one.
You'll rendezvous on site.
About the pathogen spreading through Mother Base. You've seen everything we've got on the outbreak. What's your opinion?
Textbook symptoms of vocal cord parasite infestation. And judging from this casualty list, it is the Kikongo strain, meaning a breed of parasite that triggers symptoms upon detecting pronunciation specific to Kikongo.
So our Kikongo-speaking staff are at risk.
Quite so.
He's right. All the victims do speak Kikongo.
So they can survive if they just use another language.
There is no guarantee. You're only dealing with the Kikongo strain. Other language strains may be present. You well know he was teaching them languages from all over the world.
The Devil's House. Nzoya Badia Bulu.
There is no way to know how many strains he has at his disposal.
So how do we keep them from becoming symptomatic? You mentioned using microbes.
Use this. A type of Wolbachia. Introduced to a sample of the parasite.
Wolbachia?
A parasitic bacteria that colonizes the parasites, turning male to female and preventing copulation. You must cultivate more. What have you done with the infected bodies?
Cremated to stop the spread of infection.
but we did keep a few for study. Good. Take this sample, grind it to a pulp, and introduce it to the larvae now nesting in the dead. The Wolbachia will multiply rapidly. Within those larvae, they're soldiers, not some petri dish. Conventional cultivation methods will take too long. Extract the Wolbachia from those larvae and vaccinate your men. Kikongo speakers first. This is the fastest, surest way. No one is to speak a word of Kikongo until the Wolbachia are safely inside them. I will instruct your medical staff in detail on site. You have the appropriate facilities. Yes, but do not worry. I made a pact with your Bete Jolone on the honor of the Dene. I speak no lies. Keep an eye on him.
Will do. Follow me. I'll take you to the medical team.
Now, we must wait for the Wolbachia to multiply in the larvae.
How is the disease transmitted? If it's carried by insects or rodents, then...
There is no intermediate host.
So...
The vocal cord parasites lay their eggs in the larynx of the host. Most hatch and migrate to the lungs, but some are transported to the mouth through ciliary movement, mixing in with saliva.
Saliva. Droplet transmission. Sneezing, coughing. Any food or water containing infected saliva. It would spread fast.
Indeed. And when the larvae migrate to the lungs, symptoms can resemble the early stages of a cold, making it easy to infect others.
Meaning a simple conversation would be enough to pass it on.
Alright, so what happens after the larvae migrate to the lungs? It is as I said before. They mature by feeding on alveolar tissue. It is only then that noticeable symptoms appear in the host.
And by that point, it's too late. He's infected everyone else. It's one hell of a weapon you've created.
That is what Blag Ana wanted. Something that would spread easily. In truth, he's not the reason. But we will discuss that another time.
The Wolbachia have multiplied. We're preparing to extract them and begin vaccinating. But is this really the only way? Sure, it'll prevent infection, but the cost?
You would rather remove their vocal cords?
No. Tactile.
What if we were to ban the use of Kikongo?
Insufficient. First, there's no guarantee that only the Kikongo strain is here. Second, there is the matter of how the parasites lay their eggs. Before they can copulate, they must be exposed to the pronunciation of a specific language for a period of time, like a container filling with water. But the duration between when the container is full and when the copulation actually begins varies from case to case. In other words, even if the infected stop speaking as a countermeasure, it may already be too late. The only true solution is to prevent copulation through the Wolbachia, or by physically removing the affected tissue.
Do any antiparasitics work?
It sounds as though you have already tried.
Yeah. We tried every one there is, and nothing.
I have yet to find a medicine that can remove the parasites. At best, it temporarily covers their ears.
Why is that?
Because the parasites are companions to us. To remove them inevitably harms the host.
Companions?
More than you think. And this is why the human immune system cannot eliminate them.
Okay. Infiltration, know this, know this. Hanging, know that. We're going to go do Eli's challenge. The reason why you do this is so you can unlock Child Plus, which allows you to safely evacuate Eli balloon kids. R&D team can almost, base development team can almost make 1,000 per minute per rotation. That's pretty good. See them. Wait, hang on, guys. Alright, Eli is somewhere around here. How do you quickly find him? Only one target here. It's Eli. How did you even get a machete? Seriously, that's kind of weird, kid. Mop! 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 Ow. Mop! Mop! It's kind of easy. Just do that real quick. The weird thing I find is that you never actually physically, you know, see the kids around. You never physically see them ever.
As that brat finally accepted that he lost, hopefully now he'll be a bit more obedient.
You never physically see any of the kids around Mother Base. Like, I don't know if it wasn't implemented or something like that. What we will do first.
We've inoculated the staff with Wolbachia to keep them from becoming symptomatic.
That should also contain the infection.
How did this happen in the first place? It has to have been a Cypher
Cool,
spy within our ranks.
If this is so, then why the Kakongo strain? If their intent was to wipe you out.
Skullface said the remaining English parasite was close to the boss. If this latest strain was his doing, he wouldn't have tipped his hand.
It is possible someone brought eggs onto the base without knowing. Stuck to their shoes, clothing.
Well, that makes the most sense to me. And where did the eggs come from?
You mentioned that your boss visited Nzoya Badiopulu.
Sure, but his gear's disinfected immediately upon return.
Then he was not the carrier.
And not just the boss. All staff dispatched to high-risk regions were quarantined on the flight back. When the symptoms first appeared, we checked and disinfected all equipment used up to that point. Any and all prisoners, soldiers, materials, and animals extracted during missions were also quarantined.
So, that just leaves.
I have seen children around here. Where are they from?
All over. Some were being held hostage at a mine. Then there were the troublemakers at Bwala Yamasa.
Bwala Yamasa?
Yeah.
They're closed.
Roger.
Did you burn them?
They're just kids. We couldn't. And besides, not one of them's shown symptoms.
The parasites don't infect prepubescent hosts. Their vocal cords are not fully developed.
Well, if infection doesn't occur in children...
It is possible they carried eggs on their clothes, and the infection spread from them.
Check the kid's stuff.
I doubt there is any trace left by now.
But if there is, some of those kids must be close to hitting puberty. How could we have missed this?
The name Bwala Yamasa got quite a reaction from you. I'm guessing the Kikongo strain was released in that village.
Cypher used that region to experiment with vocal cord parasite transmission.
Well, guess we found out how it got in the base. Crap. That was that's bad. Well, I guess we found out how I got in base.
The parasites, they were tested in other regions?
Their physiology requires that they be tested under varied conditions.
The name Bwala Yamasa got quite a reaction from you. I'm guessing the Kikongo strain was released in that village.
Cypher used that region to experiment with vocal cord parasite transmission. The Kikongo strain. The settlements around the refinery upstream of Bwala Yamasa were the proving grounds. They would infect one villager, then record transmission speed. Dangerous work. If they failed to contain the infection, it would slip into the surrounding regions.
At which point the world found out about the parasites, making them useless as a weapon. Incredible they'd risk such a thing.
The test site was densely populated too. A terrible place for such experiments. No doubt, they thought burning everything would wipe away all traces. The settlements were covered in oil anyway. Who would wonder if one day they caught fire? And so it did. They burned it all, living and dead.
Those remains.
But they miscalculated. Transmission speed was far faster than anticipated. It may have been the temperature, or hygiene standards, or perhaps the parasites reacted quickly to Kikongo. Whatever the reason, nearly all villages were swiftly infected, and the settlements reduced to mounds of corpses. Making matters worse, the dry season was ending. When it came time to burn the village, the Moneni River had swelled. Many of the bodies were waterlogged.
Meaning they didn't burn completely.
The corpses still contained viable eggs, and the larvae washed downstream. And when the people downstream drank that water,
that marked the end for Bwala Yamasa.
I learned all of this at the mansion. I warned him of the risk of eggs getting out.
And?
We are prepared for any eventuality.
I get it. Putting the oil field back online. The oil leaks, saner. They plan to pollute the river, prevent the spread of infection.
But the oil flow was stopped, and downstream the people of Masa village started using the water again. The PF soldiers deployed at the village were locals, spoke Kikongo. They were infected, and the kids survived.
I've heard enough.
And who stopped the flow of oil?
Don't.
We did.
That confirms it. The source of the Kikongo strain infection was Masa village. and the children brought it here. There is no blame to be cast.
The parasites, they were tested in other regions?
Their physiology requires that they be tested under varied conditions. Another test site was in Afghanistan.
So it was the parasites there.
Both the Pashto and Tajik languages are spoken in the mountains of Afghanistan, and population density is low. Ideal testing grounds for how accurately the parasites target only the specified language. It is also relatively easy to prevent the spread of infection.
And the results?
The first test, I am told, was a success. Once the Pashtun Mujahideen were infected with the Pashto strain, they were all but wiped out.
The Hamid fighters at Smasei Fort.
It was doubly successful. No Tajik Mujahideen or Soviet soldiers became symptomatic.
So the parasites proved to be effective. What about the second test?
Also supposedly a success. A Pashtun village was the target. However, the original aim was to obtain samples of the infected. In this, they failed.
And the village?
The Soviets enacted a standard scorched earth operation.
That must have been the village where Malak lived, before being held captive at La Marjate Palace.
Having had more time to think on it, the details shared with me may have been false. They are madmen who would do anything to cover up the truth.
They certainly seem to like tossing their problems in the fire.
As a boy, Skullface's life went up in flames. Perhaps that is what fuels his fixation with fire.
Your Wolbachia stopped the infection all right, but I still don't get it. How can a few bacteria change males to females? I know they're only bugs, but...
It is not such a rare thing in the natural world. Many insects and nematodes are infected with Wolbachia.
But why?
They nest in the cell cytoplasm of the...
So what we're going to do is basically extract some heavy armored vehicles, and I'm hoping to get a certain vehicle type that allow me to do, like, I want tanks basically. And then this is heavy armored, so we can say there are going to be a lot of APCs, maybe an APC or two, and hopefully some tanks. If I can get some tanks, I'm happy. If I can get a certain kind of vehicle, which I don't think I'm going to be able to, I'm going to be real happy. Reason being, the gun on the thing is gigantic, and I kind of want it because it's fun to use. It's very fun. So Pequod's now outfitted with twin miniguns mounted on each side, and twin Hellfire pods, 2 on each side. So he has 4 Hellfire pods and 2 machine gun pods. Ooh, I got a thing complete. No, I got.
Your Wolbachia stopped the infection all right, but I still don't get it. How can a few bacteria change males to females?
Oh, shit. That's bad. He sees me. He knows I'm here.
I know they're only bugs, but
It is not such a rare thing in the natural world. Many insects and nematodes are infected with Wolbachia.
But why?
They nest in the cell cytoplasm of the host.
Ow! I died.
Snake,
That's not great.
talk to me! Snake!
Hang on. Babushka is talking to me. Okay. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little puppy. You will go and distract them. Cheeky, cheeky, beaky. Fuck! Yee! Bye!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Ooh! Yeah! Ho ho ho! Come here, sweet Jesus! Come here. Sweet, we got a surgeon. He's A+.
He's coming too. Roger that.
That guy's a C. We're just gonna do one little thing known as tell him to wake the hell up.
You gotta extract him.
Tell him to land his ass.
Where are your friends?
As is, he's the only dead guy. Pick him up. So sweet, we got a nice vertical armored vehicle. It's not the best thing I wanted to haul before, but it's pretty good. It's definitely gonna do me some good. So we just got another challenge. Got a really good one. There we go. We're gonna plug in another tape.
About this OKB-0 Emmerich was talking about. Its location and features match the citadel in the mountains northeast of the Soviet base camp. Built during the time of Alexander the Great, it was left in ruins following one of Genghis Khan's campaigns. Its occupants changed time and again due to war, and it was expanded on more than one occasion. Ultimately, it fell into the hands of the Soviet philosophers. The Soviet army was using it as the headquarters of its Afghan invasion force. But it would seem that Skullface's connection with the philosophers gave him license to develop Sahelanthropus there. And that's what Emmerich was doing at the place, before he got the axe. But OKB is a designation the Soviets use for weapon design bureaus. There's no way they'd have one of those in Afghanistan. And in principle, the numbers that follow OKB are always integers above 1. There is no 0. Perhaps this was a secret facility of the Soviet and Chinese philosophers dating back prior to World War II. Though it's more likely Skullface just picked a fake name that more or less fit the Soviets' pattern. He doesn't go there often, but he sure as hell won't miss this. They use the heliport on top of the tower for his visits. Start by heading for the heliport. Then wait for your chance to make contact with Skullface.
It seems Sahelanthropus' armor is made from depleted uranium. That offers some serious protection. The U.S. military is planning on using it for its main battle tanks, too. Maybe that's where Emmerich got the technology.
Uranium. They're using nuclear fuel for armor now.
No. What they use for nuclear fuel is uranium-235, which is extracted from natural uranium. Depleted uranium is a byproduct of that process. Sort of like the leftovers, I guess. The garbage. Uranium-235 makes up 0.72% of natural uranium, whereas depleted uranium contains only 0.2%.
What are the benefits of using it for armor?
It's a pretty short list. Uranium's a heavy metal, like lead, meaning it can hold a greater amount of kinetic energy. But but it also boasts a hardness closer to tungsten. That makes it an ideal material to use for, say, armor-piercing ammunition penetrators. But it's not the best choice for armor. Its volume is less than that of ceramics, but for an equal weight, you could end up with less protection.
So why use it then?
According to Emmerich, it came down to him being unable to source ceramics technology from a manufacturer. Plus, given that it's an upright walking vehicle, he wanted to reduce the bulk of certain areas. Despite all that, depleted uranium still makes for some tough armor, and Emmerich says it's been proven in live fire tests. It stops most Soviet tank shells.
Code Talker, what are the metallic archaea?
Volcanic craters spewing sulfur. Water hot enough to boil your skin off. Ocean depths of 800 plus atmospheres. Wastelands radioactive enough to kill you where you stand. There are groups of organisms that survive despite. No. Because of living in such environments.
I've heard about that. Extremo something.
Extremophiles. By selecting certain species, then subculturing and repeatedly modifying them, I created a metallic offspring of pure archaea. They subsist on metals rather than organic matter.
And some of them even consume uranium?
Yes. Uranium enrichment archaea metabolize only uranium-235. As a result, they produce weapons-grade enriched uranium.
How is that possible?
Consider how plants fractionate carbon isotopes when they conduct photosynthesis. Nature possesses abilities beyond our imagination.
So it was archaea that brought down your chopper?
Corrosive archaea, yes. They oxidize metals, feeding off the energy in the electrons they receive. What became of the wreckage?
We had the R&D team retrieve samples for study in airtight plastic containers, of course.
Prudent. We shall extract archaea from it in good time. They should help you fight back against Blagana.
Any chance we could start now? It doesn't have to be a lot. I might just have another use for them.
If it's only a small amount you need.
That's fine. I'll get the R&D team to assist. Let's go.
South Africa was previously suspected of developing nuclear weapons. It already had a conspicuous presence at the UN because of apartheid and its armed expansionism. But when neighboring Angola and Mozambique became socialist countries in '74, South Africa felt hounded into a corner. So it accelerated its nuclear program to protect itself. The Soviets discovered a test facility, and 2 years after that, an American satellite observed a flash in the southern Indian Ocean. It said this was South Africa conducting a nuclear test with the help of a certain ally. Skullface used the situation in South Africa to get this ally to lend a hand. They both wanted nukes, so it was a mutually beneficial relationship. On the surface, anyway.
I figure South Africa started getting serious about nuclear weapons production in '75. In '74, the government was still able to get by with bluffing that it had a nuclear arsenal. But the year after, word spread that an independent armed group in the Caribbean was crushed by Cypher for possessing a WMD. That's right, boss. What happened to you and your men was the reason South Africa decided to push ahead with nuclear development. A force independent of any country getting its hands on a nuke. That was a threat to the existence of countries everywhere. It wasn't just South Africa. Your presence pushed a lot of countries to get nukes. The world was scared of you. You were a threat to more than just the Cold War. If nations are gears in a machine, you had the power to smash him loose and watch the whole world grind to a halt.
Definitely some very interesting stuff. Like, honestly...
Emmerich uses externally powered legs of his own design. It's bionics technology, a product of the U.S. military's failed attempt to develop a powered exoskeleton. All the wearers and the actuators continue the movement in that direction. But his legs are unique. Instead of using a hydraulic mechanism, the actuators run off metallic archaea. That increases the actuator's reaction speed and also enables him to lock and release the joints at will. The legs are a nifty little gadget, but they have two clear weaknesses. First, they're dependent on external power, maybe because he built them knowing he couldn't leave his lab. There's no internal battery. That's why they won't work if they aren't plugged in. Second, and this is more than just a weakness, the legs are directly connected to his bones. Could be to minimize signal loss and the orders output to the legs and the drive response from them. Either way, Emmerich has used bolts to attach load-bearing parts directly to his femurs, probably by mimicking surgical treatment for compound fractures and the like. But the end result is those legs and his body are fused together, and that appears to be how he's able to move them so precisely. But that also means that any shock to the legs would be delivered right to his bones by way of those bolts. The same is true if he encounters the corrosive metallic archaea. If the corrosive archaea ate into the exposed bolts, they'd reach the endoskeleton parts and eat through them too in the blink of an eye. The doctor's bones are full of holes to accommodate all the bolts. They're like sponges. If he were to lose the reinforcing parts, even the tiniest bit of force or weight would snap his bones. So when I dangled those corrosive metallic archaea in front of him, he realized straight away what would happen. Life wouldn't be worth living if he lost those legs of his. I bet that is what the doctor fears the most. I just helped him imagine what it would be like. Thanks to that, I got the information we needed without either of us getting hurt. You know how he is. He's probably already over the shock. The better you know your adversary, the easier it is for you to get information from them. And vice versa.
Scouts. Alright, so we're extracting a prisoner. So they're already on alert because of the other mission I did. Ooh, you are really good. Sweet. I heard a vehicle. IDing a truck. Hi guys, I'm a box. This is just fun for me to do at this point. I'm a box with a poster on it, so you will be seduced. Surprise! How? Motherfucker, how? Did you spot on me? Well, I'm just gonna run back over here, behind you know where you guys can't see me, and just wait. I can be patient. Gonna just, come on. Colors.
Потерял противника. Ищу последней точки соприкосновения. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Проверьте, но осторожно. Конец связи.
Ooh, you are A+. But why are you that, yet you're shit with everything else? Like, come on, bro.
A Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race. Morbid cynicism, but it gets results. That's humanity for you.
Они не могли уйти далеко. Будьте бдительны. Конец связи. Штаб. Это КП. По нам велся огонь. Открыли огонь в ответ. Но потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Прием.
Сука, блядь. Сука, блядь. Bye. Go sleep. See ya.
He's coming too. Roger that.
Вы меня слышите? Прием. Всем боевым группам. Это КП. У нас проблема.
Headshot.
По всем постам.
Just move your body out of sight and out of mind by doing a little bit of this. Shit. Hello. Good night.
Spit it out. Where are your friends?
Bye, buddy. You're only in A.
You gotta extract him.
A. You're looking at assault rifles. I literally don't need either one of you. I only need one of you, so which one do I pick? Ooh, grab.
A Soviet soldier. A lot of them came from Central Asia before, but lately they've been using more and more Russians. Simple, really. There's less hesitation to pull the trigger if they're not fighting their own race. That's humanity for you.
So A or up. A is an up. Something else must die.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to war.
Doesn't even matter. It's quiet. Take him out.
Where are your friends?
Julio is a skilled soldier? Ah, you two are specialists, so elite.
You gotta extract him.
So these two nitwits. Ugh, you're A's. You're an A. What are you? You're an A, so I can keep you. You're an A plus. Great. You're all good. So I will be taking you all now. Suka Pliet. Fire tank. Fire tank. Come on, quiet. Better at this kind of stuff. So A or up, I take them. If they're not A or up, I don't touch them.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us. He's coming too. Roger that.
His hand kept catching it.
Speak. Where are your friends?
Come here, Mr. Buddy.
You gotta extract him.
Hands up. Speak. Where are the others?
He's a decoy. It's funny. That dude's a decoy. Okay. Nope. Okay, we're gonna go back this way.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Hands up.
Hi, buddy.
Speak.
You were kind of just standing at a wall. So I'm just gonna knock you out. Come on, go to sleep. Go to sleep. What I'm basically doing is spending a bunch of money to refill my ranks. Just make my ranks a little bit more thicker. Really good dudes.
He's
Hey,
coming too. Roger that.
don't want that guy. The other guy can die. Sweet. Sweet! The wrong guy! Fuck, get out of my way. Oh, I didn't could. I think Spoody claim did not miss. Shoot, wrong guy. Bye bye, buddy! See you in a bit. So if you cannot, I probably said this more than once by now, but how good are you? Woohoo! You are coming with me, my friend. Shut the fuck up. Have fun. See you in a bit. It's like, got a blast. Go shit, got a blast. Alright, what we're gonna do... We're gonna unlock this bitch.
Okay, subject is in.
Hop on there. Turn it off. Turn that bitch off. Shit. Shit. Hot shit. Hello.
Where are the others?
Lives, dies. Got it. Let me guess. This guy is a fake. Yes, he is.
He's coming too. Roger
Bye
that.
bye, fakey. Hey, fakes. Why would you even use decoys? Like, why fake this? Shit. There goes stealth. Please be that guy. Shit, that's the wrong guy.
Hands up. Spit it out. Where are the others?
Hi! Screw you all. Okay, all your ranks are shit. Ooh, precious materials! Yoink! Send it! I got this quiet. No, I don't. Fire trank ground. Or just don't. You know, just don't have to. No, totally. It's totally not required for you to throw a trank when I ask you to. Screw you decoys. Screw you decoys. Ugh, a shotgun? Who don't use shotguns? Hello. Yes, you're being shot at. Did you know this? Being shot at? Yeah. Finally. 5 bullets later. Jesus. Then we quickly run our asses off. Come on, a little bit closer. And throw. And just for good measure, throw. Row. 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 Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay, let's see. Minor materials. Common materials. Not extremely useful. Ooh, lots of more fire materials. You want just basically an endless supply of those things. Okay. Bingo. Because basically at one point everything requires fuel. Let's like attach it to the side and go kabooyah. Boom! Yeah. Yeah, that worked. No. I said kabooyah. That means no more lights. Kabooyah. Miner. Send it. Send it. Send it. Hop on top. Send it and hold on. Level 31, so that's pretty good. Sorry, babushka. So definitely home when I pick. Yay! How many more E guys am I gonna get this time? Lots of A's, that's good. 3 E's, 9 E's from volunteers. Why am I getting these shit volunteers? Just because my like FOB rank is shit, so that's why I'm getting shit guys? I don't understand it. I really don't. Fuel.
Silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive for the day we see new light. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Cry
We just got the medical platform to increase. And then we just gotta get them all to level 4. See right now, that's the command platform. Combat unit. R&D team. Waste development. Support.
I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
With that, guys, on here, as always, happy hunting.